In this course, you will learn about proper wheel fitment, gaining an understanding of backspacing, clearance, bolt patterns, and much more. Backspacing is defined as the distance from the hub mounting surface to the inside lip of the wheel. More backspacing means the wheel sits closer to the suspension, and that less of the wheel's width will appear outside of the wheel mounting flange, giving a narrower track. Less backspacing moves the wheel away from the suspension, increasing the track width of the vehicle. Another factor to keep in mind is the mounted assembly of the wheel and tire. The wheel may fit with adequate clearance to the components, but the tire may protrude past the wheel, thus increasing the total backspacing, causing interference. We must also make sure to account for the offset, which relates to the hub mounting surface to the center line of the rim. Neutral offset, measured in millimeters, indicates the hub mounting surface is at the exact center line of the rim. For a negative offset, the measurement is taken away from backspacing. For a positive offset, the measurement is added to backspacing. Whether or not a wheel will have enough clearance can be determined by several different factors: wheel wells, inner fender liners, suspensions, control arms, wishbones, shocks, struts, and axles. The more negative the offset of the wheel, like on lifted trucks, the higher the possibility of fender damage. The more positive the offset of the wheel, the higher the possibility of interference with the suspension and components associated. Bolt pattern, pitch circle diameter, or bolt circle, is the diameter of an imaginary circle formed by the centers of the wheel lugs. Bolt patterns can be 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 lug holes or 10 holes track. A bolt circle of 5 by 114.3, also referred to as 5 by 4.5, would indicate a 5 lug pattern on a circle with a diameter of 114.3 millimeters or 4.5 inches. We can have dual drilled wheels that have 2 bolt patterns in one. Example, 5 by 114.3 and 5 by 127. Accessories or installation kits like mounting hardware, centering rings, valves, and tire pressure monitoring systems are typically what is needed to install a wheel to a vehicle. Tire pressure monitoring systems, more commonly known as TPMS, come in 2 different types: direct and indirect. Direct TPMS is an electronic system designed to monitor the air pressure inside the tires on various types of vehicles using a battery-powered pressure sensor. They report real-time tire pressure information to the driver of the vehicle, either via a gauge, a pictogram display, or a simple low-pressure warning light. Indirect TPMS are the systems that do not have air pressure sensors inside the tires. They work by detecting a low tire by comparing relative wheel speeds via the anti-lock brake system, ABS, wheel speed sensors. When a tire loses air, its diameter decreases slightly and the tire speeds up, sending a warning to the driver. Vehicles with run-flat tire technology use direct TPMS as they cannot detect the rotational difference via the speed sensor. Centering rings, also known as hub-centric or hub rings, are usually needed for aftermarket wheels, only since the original equipment OE rims typically come with a center bore of the right size from the factory. The purpose of the centering ring is to perfectly center the alloy wheel to the wheel hub to help prevent vibration to the wheel due to a possible misalignment. If a centering ring is not used during installation, vibration may occur while driving. It typically appears around speeds of 100 to 120 kms. Usually used with an alloy wheel, but sometimes steel rims may need help, at which point, depending on the steel wheel mounting surface, the wheel may not accept a centering ring. Note, some steel wheels are not meant to be used with centering rings. Hardware comes in a variety of styles. No style is correct for every application, though a few are more universal than most. OEM flange washer are used by vehicle manufacturers for certain styles of wheels that have a flat mounting surface. The washer provides extra grip, which allows for more precise torque. Bulge nuts or acorn nuts are used in aftermarket and OEM wheels. These can be a large diameter. Tuner style or spline drive nuts are typically used in aftermarket applications where the wheels have small diameter mounting holes and the factory wheel nuts are too large. A specialty key tool is used to mount the nut. Wheel locks are a special nut that cannot be mounted without their unique key tool. Lug bolts are fastening hardware with the thread already attached to the head, typically found on European fitments. Plus or minus fitments are used when changing the size of the wheel diameter. A plus fitment is when a wheel's diameter is increased. For example, if the original wheel is 16 inches, a 17-inch is considered plus 1, and an 18-inch is considered a plus 2. A minus fitment is when decreasing a wheel's diameter. If the original wheel is 19 inches, an 18 inch is considered a minus 1, and so on. Plus fitments typically are done to increase handling, for style purposes, or both. Minus fitments are done when downsizing to a fitment for winter. Higher recommendation for these is usually to stay within 3% of the factory overall diameter to avoid having issues with braking or speed monitoring.